Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. Shalom, Om Swastiastu, Namo Buddhaya, Wei De Tongqian, and may peace for all of us. Hello my friend, my name is Muhammad Satria Dewi Caksono with student ID 6670230166, and today I want to talk about the system policies in Indonesia, especially past election, we can call it democratic parties, that Indonesia people have been rated in 5 years. Okay, so we know that Indonesia, with a population of over 270 million, Indonesia's electorate is vast and diverse, encompassing various ethnic, religious, and cultural backgrounds. The upcoming elections will serve as a litmus test for the country's democratic maturity, reflecting the aspirations and concerns of its citizens. Key issues that are expected to dominate the political discourses included economic development, infrastructure improvement, education reform, and environmental sustainability. Candidates will need to present comprehensive and viable strategies to address these pressing challenges, resonating with the electorate's expectations. And furthermore, the elections will have implications for Indonesia's regional and global role. As the member of the G20 and a significant player in the Association of Southeast Asian Nations, or ASEAN, Indonesian leadership will shape its foreign policy and influence its engagement with international partners. So, it is crucial for all stakeholders, including political parties, civil society organizations, and the media, to uphold the principles of transparency, fairness, and accountability throughout the electoral process. Ensuring a level playing field and safeguarding the integrity of the elections will be paramount to maintaining public trust and fostering a peaceful transition of power. As we know, the world watches. The 2024 Indonesian general election will be a defining moment, not only for the nation, but also for the region and the global community. It is an opportunity for Indonesia to showcase its commitment to democracy, good governance, and inclusive development, paving the way for a prosperous and stable future. The 2024 Indonesian elections, the Indonesian political landscape election, and Indonesian politics after 2024 are topics that require an objective and impartial analysis. It is crucial to rely on authoritative and reputable sources when discussing such sensitive matters to ensure accuracy and avoid propagating misinformation or biased narratives. A comprehensive understanding of the country's political dynamics, socioeconomic factors, and historical context is necessary to provide a well-informed perspective on this issue. So, first of all, let's talk about the political landscape. So we all know the political landscape in Indonesia has been dynamic, with various parties and coalitions vying for power. The recent election have seen a shift in power, with new parties and coalitions emerging. And the key factors shaping the post-2024 political landscapes. Furthermore, Indonesian political system analysis. Despite its democratic foundations, Indonesia's political system remains plagued by deep-rooted issues that hinder true progress. The dominance of a few major parties and the persistence of oligarchic control over politics and the economy has stifled meaningful reforms and genuine representation of the people's interests. In the aftermath of the 2024 elections, it is doubtful that any significant changes will occur within the existing power structures. The same entrants, elites and their vested interests are likely to maintain their grip on the political landscapes, perpetuating a system that primarily serves the wealthy and well-connected. Genuine political reforms, if they ever materialize, will require a concerted effort to dismantle the intricate networks of patronage and corruption that have become deeply ingrained with the system. This would necessitate a fundamental shift in the distribution of power and resources, which the ruling class will undoubtedly resist fiercely. Moreover, the lack of the strong, organized opposition movement and the fragmentation of civil society have further hindered the prospect for meaningful change. Until this now, structural impediments are addressed, Indonesia's political system will continue to be characterized by stagnation, chronism, and a failure to truly represent the diverse aspiration of its people. So before we get into it, for those who didn't know, one of the key figures in the political scenes, named Prabowo Subianto, which is known that he is the winner of elections. Despite not being elected as a president right now, he has been making significant moves in the political sphere. So we all know that Prabowo not being delegate as a president right now, but he's been making decisions and implementing policies. So one of the most notable and one of the most viral is the implementation of free lunches for school children. Okay, so what I said before, the free lunches program was initially hailed as a success, with many praising the government for its efforts to improve the nutritional status of the school children. However, it was later revealed that the funds for the program were actually cut from the budget from BUS, or School Operational Assistance. And another policy that has been implemented by Prabowo Subianto is the increases in salaries for teachers. This was a welcome move, as many teachers in Indonesia have been struggling with low wages. And in April 2nd, 2024, the recent decisions of the 7th Supreme Court have also been significant, with several high-profile cases being resolved. This decision have set important legal precedents and have been closely watched by the public. So, after all that we're talking about, we have to see the potential shift in the power dynamics and policy priorities. Indonesia political power balance post-2024, and Indonesian politics change after elections and agenda post-election. This political landscape in Indonesia is expected to undergo a significant shift after the 2024 election, potentially altering the balance of power and policy priorities. The outcome of the election will likely shape the country political agenda for the subsequent years, with the winning party of coalition having a strong influence on the direction of political change. However, it is crucial to approach this topic with a critical eye and in sweeping generalization or founded claim. So, After the program of avalanches, there are also program that he's been making. So the another program or that policy that has been implemented is the increases in salaries for teachers. This was a welcome move. As we know, many teachers in Indonesia have been struggling with low wages. In a new update, in April 2022, 2024, the recent decision of the 7th Supreme Court have also been significant, with several high-profile cases being resolved. This decision have set important legal precedent and have been closely watched by the public. So after all that we talk about the data, something else, we have to see the potential shift in power dynamics and policy priorities. So we know Indonesia political power balance post 2024, Indonesia policy changes after elections and agenda for the election. This political landscape in Indonesia is expected to undergo significant shift after the 2024 election, that potentially altering the balance of power and policy priorities. This outcome of the elections will likely shape the country's political agenda for the subsequent years, with the winning party or coalition having a strong influence on the direction of policy changes. But however, it is crucial to approach this topic with a critical eye and avoid making sweeping generalizations or unfounded claims. The analysis of Indonesia's post-election political dynamics should be based on credible sources, objective data, and nuanced understanding of the complex interplay between the various stakeholders, including political parties, interest groups, and public sentiments. And it is essential to consider the potential challenges and controversies that may arise, such as allegation of electoral irregularities, dispute over policy implementation, or conflicts between different factions within the ruling coalition. Then there's a critical examination should also take into account the potential impact of external factors such as global economic trends, regional geopolitical tensions, and environmental concerns. While it's tempting to speculate on the political agenda and policy changes, it is crucial to exercise caution and refrain from spreading misinformation or propagating biased narratives. A balanced and well-informed analysis should acknowledge the inherent uncertainties and potential limitations of predicting the future's political landscape, particularly in a dynamic and diverse country like Indonesia. Ultimately, a critical approach to this topic should aim to foster constructive discourses, encourage informed decision-making, and promote transparency and accountability in the political process. By embracing a nuanced and evidence-based perspective, we can better understand the complexities of Indonesia's post-election political landscape and contribute to a more informed and engaged citizenry. The recent political developments in Indonesia have led to a shift in the power dynamics. The role of the winner election, Prabowo Subianto, despite not being the president, he has been significant in shaping the political landscape. The implementation of his program, like of policies such as the free lunches program and the increase in teacher salaries have been met with mixed reaction from publics, while the decision of the 7th Supreme Court have set an important legal precedent. So, after all of that, we analyze the political systems after the election. Of course, there is a challenge and opportunities for democratic consolidation to make it better. So we know that Indonesia democratic reform post-election, the upcoming elections in Indonesia have raised concerns about the country's democratic trajectory and political stability. While Indonesia has made a significant stride in its democratic reforms since the fall of Suharto regime, there are warning signs that these gains may be eroded in the post-election period. And there is one major issue is the potential for increased polarization and divisiveness in the political landscape. The election campaign has been marked by divisive rhetoric, identity politics, and the spread of misinformation and hate speech, particularly on social media. And right now, this has the potential to exacerbate existing fault lines in Indonesian society and undermine social cohesion. Moreover, there are concerns about the independence and impartiality of the key democratic institutions such as the judiciary and the electoral commissions. These institutions have faced pressure and interference from political actors, raising questions about the ability to uphold the rule of law and ensure free and fair elections. The role of the military in the political sphere is also a cause for concerns. While the Indonesian military has nominally withdrawn from active involvement in politics, there are allegations of behind-the-scenes influence and attempt to shape the political narrative. Furthermore, the potential for post-election violence and unrest cannot be discounted, particularly if the results are contested or perceived as illegitimate by certain groups. This could destabilize the country and undermine its democratic institutions. To address these challenges, Indonesia, for me, must take concrete steps to strengthen its democratic institutions, promote transparency and accountability, and foster a culture of tolerance and respect for diversity. This includes ensuring the independence of the judiciary and electoral bodies, cracking down on hate speech and misinformation, and encouraging constructive dialogues and compromise among political actors. So ultimately, the success of Indonesia's democratic reforms will depend on the commitment of its political leaders, civil society, and citizens to uphold democratic values and principles, like the concept of principle of good governance. Failure to address these challenges could lead to a backsliding of democracy and erosion of the hard-won gains of the past 2 decades. As Indonesia moves forward, it is crucial to closely monitor the political development and the impact on the lives of the people. The political landscape is dynamic, and it is essential to stay informed and engage in the democratic process. So, before that, I hope that politics in Indonesia is gonna be better and better, so we can have peacefully and happily stay. And remember guys, right now, this is 2024. This is not government. This is governance. Good governance. So thank you guys for watching. Sorry if there is a mistake by data or by my speaking, because I'm just a human that of course human have a mistake, but if there is a truth, alright, and it belong to the God Almighty. So thank you. Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. May peace be upon us.